Hello.
Yes.
So let's jump right into it and address the giant pro-sized elephant in the room. The announcement this week of the PlayStation Neo, aka the PlayStation 4 Pro.
AKA the not so 4K.
Right.
Okay.
There's a lot of good to it. There's a lot of bad to it.
Yes.
I'll let you start first because when I start ranting, it's gonna get ugly.
Well, the first thing I have to say is like the conference idea is good, right? For all of us who know about it, because now we can schedule times to get in and really pay attention towards that.
Right.
Even though I'll admit I was guilty of forgetting, and I had alarms and everything. I'm just an idiot. But I've had friends immediately hit me up like, "Hey, did you hear about this? Like, what's going on? Is this a real thing? Yada yada yada." And they're not as tied into that network as you and I are.
Right.
So I feel like if you're gonna make that type of announcement, you kind of have to put it out there where people can see. You have the PSN,
Right.
the whole network.
The live events streamer and all that stuff.
Not even just that. Like, as soon as you log in, there's the what's new. I feel like that should have been up there with pictures and just a little brief explanation. Like, you click on it, a little app opens up,
Right.
and it just goes through and summarizes everything.
Right.
So it's nice and clear because a friend of mine was looking at the Uncharted bundle with the Slim. He's like, is this new model? Like, what's going on? I'm like, well, that's the replacement for the PS4 regular, just Slim. And then there's the Pro.
Right.
So I think they need to be a little bit clearer, and that's in general. Like, I hope Microsoft doesn't do that same mistake as well.
Right. Well, I'm gonna touch on Microsoft really quickly before I start getting into anything else. Like, I don't want anyone who watches this to think automatically that we're defending Sony or bashing Sony too hard or being too harsh on Microsoft or whatever.
Yeah, this is a completely unbiased.
Right. First things first, I'm primarily a PlayStation player. So are you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of games on Xbox that I enjoy. And to be very honest, I cannot wait for the Xbox Scorpio. We were talking about this the other day.
Yeah.
I think the Scorpio is going to be a monster.
It is, but the whole situation brings me back to my original beef with having the generation start when it did.
Right.
Which was, I thought the generations were starting to get a graphical push and only a graphical push. There weren't any big leaps in PC gaming at the time where it's like, we gotta launch a new generation now to keep up. Like, It just was something to do.
Right.
And now we're paying the price for it.
Yeah, we're in this weird space right now.
Yeah. Scorpio sounds great and amazing, and that sounds like a truly next-gen console.
And that's exactly what it is. It's Microsoft's next-gen console.
Yeah. Again, it makes me want to kind of ride the in-between. Like, I don't mind sticking with my PS4 because I enjoy playing on my PlayStation. So to stick with that or to upgrade with the Pro isn't really... It's not a downside to me. I enjoy it.
Right.
So I don't mind spending money, investing into it.
Right.
As far as like going towards what to do next, what to watch for in the console game, I'm leaning towards like I have a gaming laptop. I can easily just pick back up with Steam.
Right.
Yeah. So that's me personally. I would miss certain titles. Like, I do miss Forza. We're not getting a Gran Turismo anytime soon. The first parties and then the promises that have failed. Like,
with the Forza now, you can play that on your gaming laptop.
And that's the thing. Like, I have no like if they didn't do that, I think I'd be more excited for Scorpio. Like, it's not you hate Microsoft because of your past experiences with them. Like, it's nothing to do with that.
Right.
I have a Microsoft computer. Like,
right.
I run Windows. It's just all based on I already have the hardware that's already beating Scorpio. Well, graphics card is beating mine. But other than that, like,
Right, what is it saying? 1070?
1070
in the box, which is, I mean, that's great. 1070 is like, GeForce 1070 is like one of the top cards right now. Mid-tier.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with that, but it's just like, well, why spend money that I don't really have to spend when I can now play what I want to play? The few games that I was interested in on what I already have.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm a glutton for punishment.
Yes, you are.
When it comes to gaming, you know, it's like, and I'm just gonna start off by saying, because I'm gonna get kind of belligerent with certain things.
Okay.
When it comes to my gaming consoles, I'm kind of a numbers whore. Okay.
Most of the community is.
As much as people want to say that they're not,
the entire community is.
Okay. Now, I'm going to start off first by saying this. When the Scorpio was announced, there were a lot of people sitting there saying, oh my God, 6 teraflops and 4K gaming and this, that, and the third. Yeah. And they were super excited, and I get it. I mean, it's going to be a powerful system. You're talking about like a low-range, high-end gaming PC. Yeah. Pretty much is what they're building. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot to be excited about. But it's the same situation that's happening right now with the PlayStation 4 Pro. You're still getting another Xbox that you have to go buy if you want the best experience. And who knows what the price is going to be if you're talking about the kind of processing power that you're putting in there.
At best.
Okay.
$500.
All right.
At best.
Now, I say that to say this, okay? Let's do some comparing really quick, all right? When you take an Xbox One S, it's a great machine, and that's what the Xbox One should have been when it was released, okay? Yeah. You have, it's literally on par right now with the PS4. There's no difference, okay? Except for the HDR and the 4K Blu-ray playback, which is big.
At the end of the day, that's really what's going to be the difference.
Right. Like, I'm going to get an Xbox One S for that reason. I would too, and
it's kind of funny because that separates exactly what they were going for initially. Yeah. Right? PlayStation wants to be your gaming center of your living. And that's
what their focus is with the Pro.
Yeah. And then Microsoft is, we want to be the center of your living room. Not just the gaming center, the center. And
that's what they're doing with the One S. So now if you take a look at, I'm not even going to talk about the Slim, because the Slim is just a smaller version of your original PS4. And this coming week, actually, which would be the week of the 11th, all PlayStations are getting the patch to support HDR. Right? Okay. High dynamic range is what HDR is for anyone who doesn't understand. So that's going to be good for gaming and good for your media consumption, because now you're going to have brighter colors, everything's going to pop a little bit better. Okay. It's going to look great whether you have a 4K or not. Now, the Pro. I was anticipating the Pro, and I really thought it was going to be on par with the Scorpio. I really thought Sony was going to say, hey, this is the specs that Microsoft put out. This is what we're going to put out. We got to at least match them. Right? Yeah. So when it comes to power, I'm a little bit disappointed. I mean, what is it? 4.5 teraflops? Yeah. Processing? Up from the, don't quote me, I want to say it's 1.5 or 2.5 right now in the PS4.
So a decent step up, but not into that next gen.
Right. So essentially what they did was they doubled the processing power of the console. It will do 4K output in terms of your streaming, Netflix, YouTube, streaming through the PlayStation Store, 4K content, and your gaming is going to be, from what I understand, and I could be wrong again, not all of it is going to be native 4K. A lot of it's going to be upscaled.
So basically it's like the last generation with, we're coming out with 1080p and it's going to be awesome, and most of it wasn't.
Right. It was 720 that they upscaled. Yeah. So, granted, there's not a lot of people out there with 4K TVs, but remember, Black Friday is coming up. Yep. A lot of people are going to buy 4K TVs. Now, so you're getting a twice as powerful than anything else that's on the market right now, and you're getting the forward compatibility support. So everything that comes out from this point forward is going to be able to be played on both consoles, the regular and your Pro.
And there's the backwards compatibility.
And the backwards. Anything that you've purchased before for your PlayStation 4 is going to work on the Pro. Some of them are being patched.
Which is great for guys like us, because...
Right.
My God.
My back catalog is crazy.
That terabyte, it's not enough.
Now, they threw a terabyte hard drive in there, which is good.
It's good.
My problems start here. Okay. One, Sony, you own Blu-ray. Why didn't you put a Blu-ray drive in your Pro?
Yeah, it's a huge flop.
That's probably one of the most asinine things I think Sony's ever done.
Huge flop. Like, I would almost understand it if they like got rid of the disc drive altogether. And were like, oh, well, you know, statistics say that they're doing more digital than blah blah blah, and you can now buy it as an accessory later on. Like, I would understand that more than just not having it.
Yeah, it's like you own it. Just throw the thing in there. You know what I mean? And just call it a day.
Because you know it's going to come as an after part. Yeah. Or there's going to be a redesign, which is going to be the same thing.
Yeah, and then my dumbass is going to buy it anyway because I'm an idiot. And then you have the whole, well, it's not going to deliver true 4K. I get it. Right? Also, you guys have to keep in mind for the next year, at least, the Pro is going to be the most powerful gaming console available until the Scorpio launches, and I'm not including PC. Okay? So if you're a console player and you want to play your content at the highest resolution with the best frame rate possible, you want to do PlayStation VR, you want to consume 4K content as far